Well, hey there folks, welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here and it's time for another beer review. Well, some more beer reviews today. Now if you're brand new to this channel, welcome along to the Hop House. We call that because we like hoppy beer, we like house music, we're on the beer side. So if you like either of those, or both, then give us one of those, give us a like, share, subscribe to this channel if it sounds like your cup of tea. Okay, now I have a bit of a confession to make. The last lot of beers that I just put up, just a couple of days ago actually, I'll be honest with you, I got caught out a bit. So I said, if you happen to notice, they're called my premium IPAs. So we did one from Daya, we did one from Verdant, which blew me mind, best beer I've had so far this year. And there was a North and Track collaboration beer. They were brilliant, they were excellent, all three of them. But what I did say, yeah, I watched it back because I do sometimes like to watch some of my reviews back, and I got caught out. Now I'll admit I did actually review those beers about 3 weeks ago, but what I tend to do is I work shifts, so at nights, shifts, weekends, bank holidays, you name it, I work it. So when I have days off, I have a few in a row, and so I plan and I said, right, I'll do a batch of beer reviews on this day and this day. And then, you know, if I have 4 days off, I might do beer reviews on 2 days, and then it leaves me 2 free. So then I scheduled them. So I reviewed these beers, and then I said, oh, it's the middle of March, you know, and I scheduled them. And what I said is, it's the middle of March, and I was outside the other week in my beer garden, you know, in the garden doing some beers. Spring has sprung. Well, what did I know? Then it bloody snows, doesn't it? So spring has not sprung. We've had the beast from the east, or whatever you want to call it, even though I think it came from the Pacific, the Atlantic West. And we had snow flurries. I'm not going to say snowstorms. We're not Canada. So yeah, we had a bit of snow. So it got really cold again, didn't it? So I just wanted to clear that up because I was watching it back and I just thought, oh, Eddie, you sausage. You absolute sausage. Oh yeah, it's spring. And you look outside and like your garden's white. So yeah, I fluffed it there. But you know what, I'm not a meteorologist, I don't know. So anyway, because it's cold, I'm doing some stouts, I'm doing some dark beers. Do you want to see what we're going to review? Okay, the first one then is from Home Bargains. Home Bargains have sort of, sorry, that was a very long intro, wasn't it? Home Bargains have sort of changed up their way of doing things. They used to just come up with fake brewery names, a bit like Aldi Hop Foundry. They are still doing that with Glencairn. Mixed results. But they've actually got some proper, you know, brewery beer in there. So I picked up some Siren, the Fantastic Flex. They do a couple of other signs, do some Thornbridge, yada yada yada. They started out stocking Stewart Brewing. Yeah, Stewart Brewing from Edinburgh. We know them from they're very big participants in the Lidl craft beer festivals. I mean, we are now middle of March when I'm filming this, and Christ alive, it'll probably be the first craft beer festival. They usually start in May, don't they? Blah! Right, shut up talking, Eddie. Right, this is the first beer I'm going to do then from Stewart Brewing. It's this. It's called Gallus Porter. It's a salted caramel porter, and it's coming in at 4.7% on the ABV in a 440 milliliter can. The usual sort of checkered artwork you'd expect from Stewart Brewing. So yeah, it's a porter. Now, for those that are regular viewers of the channel, porter is my weak spot. It's my Achilles heel. It's my least favourite style of beer. But it says it's a salted caramel porter. So it's probably going to be sweeter and a bit adjuncty. That'll work for me, because I don't like porters when they're licoricey. Licorice is a taste I can't stand. Right, let's get this out into the glass. I'm going to use my 10 brewing glass for this. £1, I think a similar price point to Lidl. $1.69, something like that. $1.79. Something along those lines. Ooh, right, we'll go to there. There's your beer in the glass. It looks more charcoaly than pitch black. Looks quite Coca-Cola in colour. There's a smidgen of head on it. Let's just jig it around a bit, see if we can generate some head. I've left this out to warm up a bit because it was in my beer box, and of course it's been bloody freezing, hasn't it? So I'm hoping this has warmed up a bit. There we go. Bit of lacer vision for those that love the lacing. Oh yeah, lacing quite nicely actually. It does still feel quite cold though. It's been indoors for about nearly an hour. It's an hour since I took these out of the beer box. Yeah, it's not really much chilled haze on the glass a little bit, but it's not too bad. It looks okay. When I first poured it, it looked a bit thin. Now I've jigged it up a bit and brought it back to life. It looks decent enough. Should we go for some aroma? If you're new, put that into there. We give it a whiff. See what we can sniff. Ooh. Smells quite smoky and chalky, roasted malty. Tiny little bit of the, like a vanilla, I guess that's the salted caramel, vanilla-y smell. But it does smell, not necessarily licorice, but it smells chalky and smoky, like a stout or a porter would. Stouts to me are a bit more full-bodied. Porters are usually a bit thinner. But porters usually give off this licorice vibe, like a straight-up porter, without any flavourings in, and it's just whereas stouts are a bit more like burnt toast, bitter coffee, and smoky. They've got more body to them than stouts. And porters, I don't know, I'm just not a fan. I don't mind like a plum porter, like a flavoured porter's fine. It's just a straight up one. I've had like London porters and stuff. There's one in Aldi I need to get a bottle of that's supposed to be really good. I'll probably hate it, but I'll get it for the review. Shut up, Eddie. Shut up. Try it. Bottoms up, down the hatch. Sound like that bird off the top cashback advert. Sorry. Should stop referencing adverts. I watch too much telly. Ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, I quite like that because it goes through stages in your mouth. How do I explain that? Right, rest of it into the glass. Get it all in, get it all in. I think I might be getting more of this. I like that. Gallus Porter. Right, so straight off, it tastes at first quite thin, and I can imagine that other beer reviewers out there might say, oh no, this is really thin, I don't like it, thin and watery. It's only 4.7%, so it's like, although it's quite thin, it tastes alright in the mouth. It does stick to the sides of your cheek a little. Not a massive amount, but a little. But it's a 4.7%, £1.69 can of beer. This is not an Imperial Stout from Dig Brew, right? Now the flavours are interesting. And I quite like it because it's not very sweet. It's got bitter elements to it. And then like a caramel comes in at the back end, which is rather odd. So, when you're drinking it, down the middle of the tongue, see there's the caramel at the back end. It goes down the middle of the tongue, but it comes in quite late. Roast and malt bitterness surges down the side of your tongue. I want to say, yeah, no, it is quite bitter in a way, but it's nice because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting it to be all sweet and sugary and blah, and it's not. But it does come in at the end. It's a good all-rounder. It's all round. Yeah, and then now at the back end, I'm getting the roasted malt sort of bitterness. Roasted malt bitterness. It's like a pine needle mixed with coffee in the bitterness. That's what it tastes like, which is probably why I quite like it. No licorice here. The smell, the aroma is vanilla-y, that caramel vibe going on. I don't know what my hand's doing. But it's not really in the taste until it comes in at the end, down the middle. It's strange. Yes, the mouth feels a bit thin. The body's quite nice though, it's quite soft. It just feels a bit thin in the first instance. Right, I'm going to say that to the thumbnail. I like that. I like the bitter elements to it. Down the sides of the tongue, like I said, that roasted malt bitterness. It's like bitter coffee meets with bitter coffee. It's not licorice, it's like a pine needle meets with bitter coffee. It's not licorice though. But then down the middle you get that little bit of caramel. I'm not getting salted caramel though. I'm getting caramel but not salted caramel. Bitter, dark chocolate and coffee, espresso coffee down the sides of the tongue. A little bit of sweetness down the middle from caramel and maybe some milk chocolate. I think that's a decent effort. For the price, it's £1, what was it, 169 did it say, 170, something like that? That's bob on, that's good. I'm going to give that, do you know what, because I like how balanced it is, it's getting 2 thumbs up. The Stewart Brewing beer is getting 2 thumbs up from me. That's well worth it. That's probably the best beer I've had in Home Bargains for a while. Stewart Brewing, Gallus Porter. They might stick that in a little craft beer festival as well, you know. That's decent. What does it say on the back? So it says, a full-bodied porter with initial caramel sweetness from the complex malt bill and muscovado sugar, followed by a salty Moorish finish. I'm not getting salty, I'm getting bitter. I'm getting roasted malt bitterness down the sides of the tongue, and it's really nice. And then there's that little bit sweet chocolate caramel / vanilla vibe down the middle. Does it say what ingredients are? In very small writing. Water, malted barley, oats, muscovado sugar, maltodextrin, hops, yeast and salt. So yeah, they've added lactose to it. That's probably where that vanilla-y sort of flavour's coming in. Decent, like it. That's getting 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. I've got a couple more to do, so stay right here. We're back in a jiff. Ciao for now, people. Ta-ra.